Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it's now 7:22 a.m. in the morning on Saturday, 19 on Saturday, November 9th, November 2012, 2011. I don't know why I say 2012, but anyway, my brain is emotionally with basically. I need to basically get myself some sleep. But let's continue on doing more DVD reviews and naturally do a quick little update, Richard, because like I said, I want to try to get these DVDs and Blu-rays updates out of the way and try to this basically continue other things which I want to basically talk about. So let's basically start talk about one favorite cartoon that I'm really curious about seeing the difference between the old school version and basically the new version. So we're going to talk about Spider-Man, the 1967 series, and the 2000, I think the 2000 new series, 2000 animated series. And that's what we're going to talk about today on Aaron Burns Movie Reviews. Welcome back. Okay, let's start off basically by this one. This is the 1967 animated series. Now, you're probably thinking, well, this is not look at the cover. This looks like basically like a bootleg. No, well, it's actually the real set. It's just basically just a different casing. But we're not talking about the casing. You just want to talk about the cartoon, aren't you? Oh, yes. So let me put this down here. The one thing I like about the classic series is because you look at the versions of basically the different kind of Spider-Man shows. Now, we're not going to go to the live action series because it's too much far originally and it's too much long. And I'm not going to talk about the Chinese version of it because I don't think I would. I think it's the Japanese version. I don't know why it's a Chinese version, but the Japanese version of the Spider-Man series. But what I like about this cartoon is because it's a lot more. I guess it's a lot more different version than you look at the other animes, Spider-Man cartoons. I mean, the '90s was pretty. The '90s Spider-Man cartoon series was a lot more better and have all the characters and all the villains written together, including with the 2009 series, the Spectacular Spider-Man series. But I'll get to that one later next time. But what I like about the 67 is because you get most of the villains originally. Like you get like the Green Goblin, you get Sandman, you get the Vulture, you get the who else originally? The Electro, of course. You get those characters which basically, but there are probably a few of the characters which that never been seen. I haven't seen in comic. Yeah, in some indications, shape, or form, I haven't really been understanding what's the difference between the basically comic book version or in the cartoon version. Because I found the cartoon version pretty well obvious, thinking, well, yeah, they could basically bring other kind of form of characters. I mean, yeah, it's weird they have Sandman, Green Goblin, and all that stuff, and the rest of the characters, including the Lizard. But they didn't put Craven. The only character was probably what's imitated with the was Craven was this kind of this this hunter who is betraying of Craven. Craven the Hunter, who basically is a pretty well-known character and also really well known in the comics. But when I find pretty interesting of this series, I just thinking, well, they could go a lot more better with that character to have him wearing lion leopard I think vest, yeah, the leopard the lion vest what he's wearing originally all the time in the comics. And I don't know, I just think that would be pretty interesting to see that character, but never basically in this comic, never been in basically in the version in this cartoon, and probably never have version until right before the '90s series that took over eventually. Yeah. So, what do you think? So you probably thinking how I feel about the cartoon. Well, the cartoon itself was pretty well interesting and pretty well entertaining because you do see Peter Parker as always, causing, a little bit of problems, with work, with women, and all that stuff, with money issues. Because we do see the lanterns of some of the problems that Peter deals with. Because, not like major problems, because in the comics, Peter Parker is always that major, average man who we all live in our day-to-day life. But here, you don't see that much often. You do see the kind of passion of him basically just beyond certain ways of trying to really, smooth with trying to be, how can I say, I'm just basically making stuff up so much, but I just can't think right now. But you know what I mean, just basically certain problems that we all deal with, for everybody to have to deal. So, yeah, I like the show. I actually pretty well interesting, but the only thing I hate about the cartoon itself is the animation is so much bland. I mean, you see Spider-Man swinging towards New York City in every single shape of scene. Like, I remember when I was watching this, I was just kind of thinking they should do more elements of Spider-Man swinging across the city. I mean, yeah, it's great they're trying to make it more, rigid. Yeah, but it goes on and on and on and on. I mean, it's just craziness. I mean, if anyone who ever owned the set and actually really understand of the animation, this is a 60s cartoon. This is a 60s cartoon, and there was no prepared way for the animators to try to emulate of version. I mean, that doesn't mean it's not. I'm not blaming them. It's because I just wish they did a lot more better version. I just want to see how they really feel version of trying to portray of what you see in the comics. But whatever. That's basically this a whole new story. So basically, this is basically the box set. Yeah, you're probably thinking, well, why didn't you have the original box set? Why you don't have the... Well, for some reason, it got damaged. Not the disc, actually, just basically the box set, actually. It just got a little bit damaged, actually. So I just actually placed it to this kind of casing, and it fits fine with all the DVDs in. And then we look at the back. It basically looks at the context of all of it. It's got the nice good picture run and all that stuff. And when we open it up, we expect to have 6 discs. Now, I don't want to open it because, like I said, it's just basically so hard to put them back in. But we also got a booklet, if I could pull it out. We also got a little miniature booklet of, in the book, I'm going to put this down here to give you a little bit info per se. The booklet is loaded with nice information of how the show was created, how the characters were basically well interesting, and everything. And when we turn to the page, we get a listing of all the episodes in each disc. How cool is that? It's spread out to six discs, and I think the episode runs for 52. Yeah, 52 episodes. And then we open it up in the second last page. I think, well, yeah, we get the listing of the actors who play the roles. I found pretty much interesting. Lee, I can't even pronounce his name. Who plays Spider-Man originally based in the cartoon? I know based. Yeah, Paul Smith, who is a very great original actor, who did very much well voice acting. But when he portrayed Spider-Man, he played it very well, deep in tone. When he played Peter Parker, he had no problem originally playing the average kid, very slightly toning down and everything. And it was pretty well interesting originally to see that. But when he played Spider-Man, you expected him to be more as a connection with a kid who can speak his voice. But he had to change his voice and make it more deep in tone to be heroic, which is great because you want your main character to be the heroic figure who changes his voice and actually have a different personality. And then we look at here, we have the theme song, which I'm probably don't want to sing because it's pretty well, you probably know what the theme song is, so I'll probably sing it, Richard, for you. Maybe if I can. So, okay. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, just whatever the spider can, spins a web in your size, can't you see, just like the eyes, look out, here comes the Spider-Man. Yeah. I like to go on, but I don't know. I'll try originally. Is he strong? Listen, bud. He's got radio at the butt. Can you swing from the head? Take a look overhead. Hey there goes the Spider-Man. In the chills of the night, at the scene of the crime. Like a street of light, he arrived just in time. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, who up to fame is senor, asking is his reward to him. Like there's a big, big hang up, where's the hang up? You find the Spider-Man. Yeah. So pretty well awesome, good booklet. Same thing with you got Spider-Man with his. I'm just looking at the camera to see how much minutes I have, so I just want to let you know that. You got Spider-Man's face version on the logo with the Spider-Man logo on it and stuff like that. And on the back, you got a nice, just a plain old spider logo on the back. I found it pretty interesting because, okay, yeah, it does have 8 legs. And like I'm thinking, why can't they just basically just, do a version of the Spidey version of people? But I don't know. I guess this is the I know this is the comic book version of it, but I don't know. Whatever. But whatever. That's just my opinion. And I'm pretty much sure you guys are just ramming yourselves of it. But pretty well awesome, good cartoon. Worth to really pick up if you can find it, because I have seen this so many times and I have no wish that this was out of print. And I know this was a very popular set being released. I think this came out in 2000, somewhere around that time in 2000, but I can't remember. But awesome, good set, very well worth to pick up. And if you're a Spidey fan, definitely worth it. We're going to cross over basically towards the new Spider-Man series, which is this one right here. Spider-Man, the new anime series. Now, here's the thing I most like the show and I most hate the show. Now, I'm going to go with the liking show. The liking show I like about this is that you see I actually like the only thing I like about how can I say this? Okay, let me start it over again. The only thing I like about the show is you get to see the characters, for instance, like Peter Parker, Mary Jane Watson, Harry Osborn, what else basically, so many other characters. But there are actually primary characters who were never featured in the comics. It was pretty well kind of hard to really deny the origin of that version and to see the characters well. But the one thing I hate about the show, it was running around only 13 episodes. And this was basically the first season. This was the prime first season. The reason why I think that I'm very disappointed with this anime series is because they didn't really emulate to really look at the comics. Yeah, I know they probably did. This was released right before the first Spider-Man movie was released in 2002. If you probably already know that, you probably should check it. You probably should check your information original, all the original what's going on in the universe. But what I'm saying is, this was only running for 13 episodes. So, to my knowledge, I think the only reason why people didn't really understand it because they didn't really. I think that the anime was trying to bring Spider-Man back to a new, different animation. Yeah, it looks great. It got that 3D animated feel to it because the animation is so well interesting. Because when you see Spider-Man flying, and swinging towards New York, it's just a one big ride. It's like you ride a roller coaster. It's like really just an actual feeling to see your favorite hero in 3D dimension. I was really kind of interested to see the animation. I didn't really care about the episodes or care about the plot. I just care about seeing the animation of seeing how realistic you see this Spider-Man be more flying towards the building. It was like really a rough ride. I was like, whoo, that's just something else. But the thing I hate about the show is that all the characters, including like Electro, was basically die off. I mean, they wasn't kill off originally, but they were just basically just out of reach of basically trying to put in, and then to basically get rid of them in the last episode. I mean, this, like, okay, for instance, they actually kicked off the Lizard, who, well, I forgot, I keep that scientist, Dr. Connors, yeah, Dr. Connors, thank you, Dr. Connors, actually was died off. I'm thinking myself, well, why would they kill Dr. Connors, who is the Lizard Man, who is the Lizard, try to not to be as a villain. I mean, we don't see him speak. We don't hear him just like Parker when he's basically turning into that lizard and trying to get more serum, basically get more treatment and trying to. But we don't see him be able to speak properly as when he's become a lizard. It's like, okay, so you bring the lizard into the show that you really plan on originally have. I mean, I liked what they factored when they tried to have Dr. Carnage had to try to send himself and actually really, feel that rush of pain and really want to have his arm grow back, which is, that's fine how he basically that it is. But why you kill him off? Like we see in the scene, I remember in that episode we see, the lizard, upside down when Spidey is trying to grab him and trying to reason with him, and then he falls to his own death. And we have never seen him in all the permanent episodes. So to me the show was really good, but it was very, very disappointing. I mean, I was just terrified to see the only character that is pretty much my favorite all-time villain in basically the Spider-Man universe was a lizard, because you cannot kill off the lizard, because there gotta be some point you could bring him back and actually really just revive himself. But I don't know. I think the animators was just trying to be so damn cheap on people who thought that the show looks good, but really was disappointing. Another thing was disappointing was basically was seeing Peter Parker throw his Spider-Man costume into the New York City's riverbank, I think it's called, whatever. But he put his costume in the suitcase and filled it with bricks, and that should make it a lot more heavier, so it won't kind of rise up the surface. And he just tossed that suitcase over the river, and he just walks away. I mean, we do see a facial mirror appearance of Peter and Spidey fled together while he's walking away. I mean, I'm thinking, okay, they could maybe bring the series back if they could, but they couldn't. I mean, like, for a show someone like this, it's pretty well hard really to actually imagine to see how well can they just basically just do that. It just really kind of puzzled me and really kind of makes me sad in some ways, shape, or form. But I think the animators were trying to explain they want to bring the show back, but they couldn't because I guess it was from money issues or probably wasn't making enough ratings. I think it was probably not making enough ratings because people would not understand of how this show was so badly hard to keep up with and just completely died off suddenly. So I don't know. I guess it's an unmet mystery for us, really, as viewers. We just don't know how we see the shows continue to be on the air and actually really become a great show. I mean, if you look at certain shows like, for instance, Smallville, make 10 seasons, and still it's like one of probably the least shows for people who don't want to watch, but they actually continue on seeing if Clark Kent to be that hero that we always see he's going to become. But I'll tell that version another story until I get the maybe the complete series, or maybe they get the entire DVD setting version of stuff. But that would be a whole nother story. That'll be a whole nother video version coming by. But I don't know. I think it's worth really watching because you get all the characters you see in the comics. You get the new characters basically you haven't seen in the comics. Pretty well interesting because I found really interesting of some of the characters who were basic features. There are guest appearances in the show. Like you get Neil Patrick Harris, who you all see him as Dookie from the I forgot what that show called, but you see him, you probably see him so many times, like How I Met Your Mother and how Harold Kumar's movies. I mean, come on, Neil Patrick Harris playing Spidey. I mean, yeah, that's great, which he does play that character, but I don't know. It's just like it's kind of weird to see that. But also, all in all, it's really great to see this character. You also get other kinds of characters in the show. Not only that, you also get a guest appearance of the show, like for instance, Eve, the rap star, Kathy Griffin. Of course, Kathy Griffin's on the show. And that's my phone ringing. I'll be right back. Michael the Katana, and also a guest appearance of. Hold on, let me basically make sure. Turn this up. Okay, you get Stan Lee, a guest appearance. I mean, come on, that's just something else. But the only thing I found pretty odd is that they tried to really give, because I think the reason why Stan and basically the creators who create the show was probably in depression, knowing that, well, they could probably maybe come back and doing it, but I don't know how people are going to respect it, thinking, okay, he threw his costume over the lake, over the river, and never seen that again. I mean, if he make a new costume, that would make a whole lot more story. But no, they just canceled it. So definitely is disappointing. It's definitely one worth to watch. I definitely would recommend to watch it if you're just if you really are just a cartoon fan, or even me, if you're a true Spider-Man fan, definitely worth watch, because, like I say, it's spontaneous riches to see a show that really became a household name, and I don't know, I just think it's just so disappointing. I will eventually do Spider-Man DVD. I will eventually do a Spider-Man review overview aggravation video soon, and this basically just need to get a couple more Spider-Man movies and basically a couple more of the animated series if I can. But definitely Warner should probably pick it up. So anyway, we got this basically nice good cover. Sorry about the light. Let me see if I can give it a nice good picture. There we go. I like how they got originally Spidey a lot more thinner originally, because he looks more better originally. He looks more the version of the basically of the early 60s comic book style. So you got the spine, and on the back you got a ton of of featurettes. I mean, this is actually one awesome set. The only thing I like about the sets is that each featurette has their own proper setting and spread out to do this. How cool is that? And if we go to the inserts, this is basically basically all the DVDs are currently now released now. And if we open it up, it's basically just a listing of the episodes, of the basis of the info and everything, and stuff like that. And the back contains up with basically with this too. So how cool is that? Yeah, it's just really disappointment to see the show being gone for over. This came out in, let's see, where's the show came out? I think in 2003 or 2000. I think it came out right before when the first Spider-Man movie came out. Yeah, 2003. 2003 when the first movie came out. Definitely was just like, it's been like, probably been like 5 or 6 years which this show was canceled. So to my knowledge, they should just basically thinking, well, if they could go back, wish they do this again, I hope that they wish they do. Now, I don't have the Spectacular Spider-Man DVD set because, I don't know, I have seen it originally at Target, and I was going to plan on picking up, but, you know, I'm just going to wait and see what happens until I get enough money. So, yeah, that's definitely ends for this DVD review and rant. So, I'm going to end this video now, and I hope I'll see you guys next time. So until then, thank you for watching, and sayonara. Some water. I don't know why I basically just rubbing my mouth so much. I just have that urge. I don't know why. Okay.